Good morning, sir. Welcome to my video explaining my handbook on data handling. So the book opens up and gives you a definition of what data handling is. So data handling is a process of gathering, recording, and presenting information for later use. This can be done in example, a graph or a chart. It is sometimes also known as statistics. It can be used in comparing data and taking out a mean, median, and mode. On the first page, it also gives you the different types of data that we will be teaching to grade 3s. That is pictographs, bar graphs, tally marks, mean, median, and mode. Okay, then moves on to tell you basically how to explain how to introduce the topic of data handling to the students. So you begin by explaining what data handling is, which is what I just explained, and then give your own example, just like I have a bar graph or a pie chart, tally marks. Okay, after this, an activity will be done to test the learner's understanding and also to see whether they understand and can give their own definition back on what data handling is. During this time, the teacher can also elicit prior knowledge and ask learners open-ended questions about each concept to determine their understanding of the concept before beginning your content on the topic. So let's move on to a pictograph. So firstly, we'll introduce this and give the definition of a pictograph, an example, and thereafter assess the learners with an activity. So a pictograph is in mathematics is a pictorial representation that uses different types of icons to represent data. It can be used to depict frequency of data using symbols or images that are relevant to the topic. So an example of our activity is that students will be given 4 different modes of transport. Bus, will be a bus, car, walking, and by bicycle. So the teacher will then go ask the class who comes to school via the bus, who comes by car, walking, bicycle, so on. From there, she will record the results onto the board, and from there, students will have to draw in a smiley face or draw themselves, draw the students and their peers into the pictograph. Example, maybe 5 children came by bus, 10 came by car. They will draw themselves and their peers to represent themselves on the pictograph. Next, we move on to a bar graph. A bar graph in math is used to compare 2 groups of data or to track changes over time. For our activity, it will be a simple activity. The students will be given the bar graph and they will have to answer the questions below. We can then move on to a pie chart. A pie chart is a data capturing instrument used in mathematics by representing data in degrees of a total of 360. Each part when divided must equal to 360 degrees. So students will need to draw a circle and understand that the sum of the parts all equal to 360 degrees. They will then be given a pie chart and will be expected to color in each section in a different color according to the instructions. They will be given boxes of presents depicting different colors, and they will have to now divide this pie chart into the different colors. Tally marks is the fastest way of keeping tracks of numbers in groups of 5. They are represented by lines as shown in the book, and students will then see by the activity that they need to count the vegetables and tally. Once they have 4 lines, we cross it out, and there is the 5th line to depict 5. Let's move on to mean, median, and mode. So mean is the average of your numbers in a set of data. You can find the mean by adding the numbers together and then dividing by the numbers of the group. So for mean, median, and mode we'll be using a local example of the students' test scores from a spelling test that they did during class. So let's move on to median. So the median refers to the middle number of the set of data. If there is an odd number of data, you can use the two middle numbers and add them together, divide it by 2, and that will give you your median. Mode refers to the number that occurs most in the set of data. So from the test scores, the numbers that could occur the most might be 10, might be 5. It's just the number that occurs most throughout the set of data. And that's my handbook on data handling. Thank you.